one?
They've come in, and you look what win 2 straight at Denver, beat North Dakota last night, and beat us tonight. They're obviously playing very well. Joe Howe is giving them the kind of goaltending they need this time of the year, and we obviously didn't do enough to put ourselves in a position to win tonight, certainly from an offensive standpoint. I mean, most nights you go in and you say we're going to give up 2 goals, and you should be in a great position to win the game. But we had a few chances, but every time Joe was able to make the save, and I just didn't think we were on the net enough to be in a position to score on the rebound.
All right, student athletes will be here in a minute. We'll start with questions for Coach.
Don, it goes back to what you said a couple days ago about a senior goalie at this time of year just kind of rising up. Is that what you saw?
Yeah, well, I think that we played him earlier. He didn't play either game, and I think their team is playing very well right now. They're playing disciplined. I think when you have confidence in your goaltender, I mean, you can kind of wait for your opportunities. And a guy like Schwartz makes a nice shot, and they've got a half a dozen, 6, 7 seniors playing, and they're playing to extend their year, and that's why I think when you look at this week, I mean, both Wisconsin and CC have been the most consistent and seem the most determined team because they're playing to extend their season.
John, Colorado College is 9 for 9 this weekend on penalty kill, and they held you to 1 shot on goal in a 5-minute third period advantage. What are they doing so well at?
Well, they're doing a good job of getting in lanes, sticks. They're getting to pucks. It's just kind of the way we looked in the power play was kind of how some of our guys played tonight. They just couldn't find the rhythm to their game. But CC's done a good job of, whether it's winning a draw to start out and icing it and putting pressure coming back into their own end and having a good stand at the blue line. And then if you do throw one in the corner, they're doing a good job of getting there with numbers and being able to ice the puck.
Don, how would you evaluate the way your guys played tonight, and what do you want to work on going into the NCAA tournament?
Well, first I don't want to take it away with CC played. I mean, they were able to play the type of game they wanted. They scored first. They were able to play with the lead. I thought we had some moments where we were in a position to score, but we weren't able to do it. And then the longer it goes, then all of a sudden you start to press, and when you start to press, then you seem to make more mistakes.
All right, let's focus questions for the student athletes. Jess?
Zach, you never want to be in this situation, obviously, but how does this compare to last year when you had a lead and it slipped away versus tonight where it just seemed like couldn't get your feet going at any point?
I think it's still disappointing, obviously. Coming into the weekend, our goal is to, win Friday and put ourselves in position Saturday to win a championship. And, we didn't take care of business tonight. So it's, we'll learn from this game, watch some film on it, see what we need to correct before the regional next Friday or Saturday.
Zach, was there anything you guys could have done differently to solve Howe?
Well, first of all, you got to give him credit. He's playing well right now, but at the same time, I think we had 35, 36 shots, but a lot of those were from the perimeter. We didn't get a lot of second chance opportunities in front of the net. And as forwards, it's our job to do that. We need to do a better job that next weekend.
Zach, how disappointing was it when in third grade you had a 5-minute major and could not convert some
Yeah, it's a pretty good opportunity there. We're down 2, but you get a 5-minute power play, and our power play's been pretty good all year. But we just, it was embarrassing how bad our power play was tonight, and we didn't even get a whole lot of in zone time in that entire 5 minutes. And that's where you need your power play guys to step up, and even if you just get some opportunities or some chances, get some momentum for the guys, and we didn't even create any chances really.
Seth, it seems like 5-minute power plays always change the momentum of the game one way or another. As that 5-minute time was going on, did the pressure kind of mount for your team to make something happen?
I think we handled it pretty well. Obviously, it was disappointing, going through that 5-minute stretch where we didn't get a goal or that many shots. But there was always pressure throughout the game. But I think we handled it well. It just slipped away, and we didn't gain any momentum from that power play. And obviously, that didn't help us out.
Seth, how does this loss affect the team's frame of mind and confidence going into the NCAAs?
I don't think it should at all. Obviously, this is just a bump in the road. Obviously, we would have loved to won this game and gone to Saturday night's game and hopefully win that. But it's just a bump in the road. We got to get back to practice and start working hard and just getting prepared.
Zach, did you and Charlie Taft play together growing up at all, or you know him, and did you guys talk at all after the game or anything like that?
Yeah, I was a year older than him growing up, so we played pretty much every other year, and then 2 years of high school. Yeah.
Big goal for him, obviously.
Yeah, he stepped up and had a nice goal. Schwartz scored a minute into the second or around that, and then a couple minutes later, Taft bears a shot too. So in the future we need to respond from that and find a way to get one, and then you never know what can happen.
Zach, what are the most important things you guys need to work on heading into the NCAAs?
I think our compete level and making sure we're finishing our checks and limiting our turnovers. The coaches always stress we're playing our best hockey when when our hit total's up and our turnover numbers are down. It's pretty much the same for any team, but our team especially. When we're moving our feet and finishing checks, we're more involved and we create some chances off of that.
Both you players, is there any thought as the games went on that they might have a little edge because they're desperate to win or the season's over, and you guys are obviously secure in the NCAA, so it's not like win or else for you guys? Was there any thought there that, not that during the game it didn't affect you, but maybe that affected them?
I mean, we talked about that. I mean, they had nothing to lose. They need to win. They need to win out and to make the tournament. So obviously that was part of their game plan. They're desperate and they needed to come out and play that way. And obviously it worked out for them tonight.
One more for the student athletes? No? All right, guys, you can head back to the locker room. Questions for Coach now?
Don, what are your thoughts on the way Adam played?
He might have liked to have had one of those back, but he made some, good saves after that. I think, he settled in. It took maybe he didn't get a lot of shots early on. I think that, two of those first 8, about the 8th shot, they had 2. And so it wasn't necessarily an easy game to play, but it was good for him to be on this stage and in this environment. And you know what, Adam's been good for us all season long, and I'm very confident he'll bounce back and play real well next weekend.
Don, you had Sam Warren back in lineup after missing a couple games. When did you decide he was ready?
Well, this week in practice. I mean, Monday or last weekend, I probably didn't anticipate him to be in a position to play this weekend because he hadn't been on the ice. But I felt that he looked good in practice, and I thought it was important for him to get a game in this weekend to help him for next weekend. We wouldn't want him off the ice, for 2 straight weeks without having a game in 3 weeks and jump right in the NCAA. So it was good for him to play tonight. And and we moved some guys around and just one more evaluation before we headed in next weekend. So we got to figure out what we don't want to do with our lines. Are we going to go back and play 11 and 7, and or 12 and 6, and which guys do we want in our lineup?
Were you happy with his performance in the lines?
Which guys?
Warning, Hala.
I thought Sam, I thought Eric, I thought Rao. I think we had a few guys that they were getting on their knees and getting after it. So I thought they did a pretty good job tonight. But I mean, for Sam not having played, I thought he was involved in the game and he was noticeable in the game tonight. And we had some, he had a backdoor pass, he just kind of whiffed on it, and it just kind of was summed up our night a few times. And we had some looks and we just couldn't get much on it.
Don, at this time of year when it seems like nobody's 100%, knowing that you are pretty well assured of a trip to the NCAAs, is there any solace in an extra day to rest and kind of get healthy?
Well, no, I'm disappointed, to be quite frank, that we're not playing tomorrow night. I mean, anytime you have a chance to play for a championship, you want to play for a championship, especially the last one that we get to be a part of here with certainly the league, and that played into it. But we've been good about bouncing back. I mean, when we lose a game, we seem to come back and play better the next time out, and that has to happen here again as we head into next week. Another week practicing on the rink will be good at Ritter and getting ready for wherever we go. So, when you look at the season, we've had a great season so far. We put ourselves in a great position. A lot of people are going to be biting their nails here the next couple days, especially in light of Niagara getting beat today. It's going to open up the door for another team from that league. It's going to gobble up a bit, and if I don't know what's going on with BU, and Quinnipiac got beat tonight. So you know what, whether it's our tournament here or basketball, when you play in your conference tournament, one team's going to win the tournament and everybody else is going to move on with a loss. So You have to keep that in perspective, and you know, our guys have been, like I said, pretty good. When they get stung a little bit, they usually bounce back quite well. So I'm looking forward to watching our guys bounce back this week.
Two more for Coach. We'll go right here.
Don, it seemed like throughout the game you had plenty of chances. I think Zach said it perfectly, the lack of the second chance opportunities, especially in the power play.
Well, I think they did. You have to credit them. I thought Joe did a pretty good job controlling his rebounds. A lot of them ended up in the corners, or the D did a good job of boxing out in front of their net. And you know, I think their D played very well. They're playing real well right now. And I think you look early in the season when, you know, they were a little bit more vulnerable back there, but their unit is playing very well right now. I was impressed with CC today, the way they're playing. They're playing patient. Normally when you see a CC team, you know, they want to get up and down the rink and play at pace and tempo, but you know, they're playing right now a good playoff style. They're playing to try to continue to extend their season, and their kids are doing a real good job. And again, when you're able to play with the lead, it makes it that much easier. You can play a more patient game.
We have a last question for Coach.
I'll follow up with that. So obviously, as you get more towards the playoffs, special teams become that much crucial. How do you adjust your pocket to get one of those second chance opportunities to try to get?
Well, you got to have rhythm to your power play. We didn't have much rhythm to our power play tonight, and we'll get a lot of good work on it this week in practice. But you know, when some of your top guys are fighting it, I mean, I think with that first power play, that puck it was on end the whole time, and it just went on end from one guy to the next, and we never got it settled down. So, you know, there wasn't much rhythm to some of our best players tonight, and you know, they want to do well. I mean, they get frustrated, and they put the onus on themselves, and when it's not going, it's not their night. You know what? You got to be able to, you know, put it behind you and move ahead, and that's what we have to do right now. We lost tonight. You know, CC deserved to win the game based on how they played and their effort, and now we just have to go to work and prepare for, you know, the NCAA tournament. So we're looking forward to the opportunity.
Thanks a lot, Coach.